Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Banjo Tooie. In the last session we went through Jolly Roger's Lagoon, and now we're going to continue here and go to the fifth world of the game. And that is Pterodactyland. Now, I would say we're at the halfway point of the game, considering that there's only 8 full worlds in this game instead of 9. But thing is, look at this. We only have 37 jiggies, and there's 90 in this game. And yeah, we're not even halfway there for the jiggies. In terms of like actual stage progression, yeah, we're halfway there, but the stages are just gonna start getting longer and longer as we go through the game. So yeah, this is still not gonna. It's still gonna last a little bit longer. Like I said, well, I don't think I've mentioned this too much, but this is miles, like 1,000 times bigger than Kazooie. So, like in basically every way, it's like there's more collectibles, the worlds are bigger, there's more stuff to do in them, and it's just a generally longer game than Kazooie was. So yeah, even though we're in World 5, we've still got a long ways to go. Okay, so what I did there earlier with the Clockwork Kazooie egg is I basically shot the egg behind the caveman or whatever, and basically you have to shoot the egg behind, or made the Clockwork Kazooie go behind the caveman and then detonate it, but like on its butt and all that. Because if you try hitting him from the front, it's just not gonna phase him. So yeah, you have to be a little bit creative with those guys. It can be a little bit tough sometimes knowing like how to do that, because sometimes it's a little bit more narrow. So there's a little bit more thought you have to put into it. Like, it's not too hard, but still. So yeah, just using the little Talon torpedo, I think it is, to open this little cage here. And we just need one more green ginger, or green or yellow. I can't really tell. It looks more green. But yeah, this is like one of the big reasons why I prefer this over Kazooie is that it's just such a big improvement in so many ways. Like, some people may enjoy the simplicity of the first game more, and you know, that's totally fine, but I just prefer the more open-endedness and just the like how much they improved from Kazooie in this game. Like, what was it? You have so many new things that are like that are new to this game, and everything that's been in the first game has been like upgraded tenfold, and I don't know. I really do like that. Like I said, there's really not a lot I don't like about this game. Like, the only things I don't like are certain Canary Mary minigames, and that one fish thing in Jolly Roger's Lagoon, and also one of the FPS sections. Those are the only three things I really couldn't care less about. But other than that, I don't really. There really isn't that much I really don't enjoy. There isn't a specific stage I dread like playing when I pick this game up. And besides those 3 sections, there's not a single point of the game where I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this, man. Excuse me. I don't want to do this, man. Why is this like a thing? And all that. So yeah, I definitely don't get me wrong. I still love Kazooie. That's an amazing game. It's one of the first games I played, so you'd imagine that to be highly. You'd expect me to have that game like put that game in high regards, and I didn't play this game until a couple years later. Like I remember, well, okay, I remember when I was growing up with the N64 and all that. Kazooie, Banjo Kazooie, Mario 64, and Ocarina of Time were and Pokemon Stadium, but you know, the those four games were the main games from my early childhood. So yeah, it took, and what was it? I remember, I think my brother's friend or something or someone, one of my siblings' friends, let us borrow Tooie for a little while, and you know, that was like the most we were able to play of the game at the time. I don't remember how long we had it for, but it wasn't long enough to beat the game. I'll tell you that now. So yeah, that happened, and we didn't get the game until a couple years late. Okay, that was a fail. A couple years later, and you know, lo and behold, I now proudly proclaim this game as one of my favorites of all time. Like, I can play this game, replay this game so many times and never get tired of it. Like, it really takes a lot for me to get bored of this game, because like, it constantly keeps introducing you to new ideas, new mechanic. Well, not necessarily new mechanics, but just fun level design ideas, and just, I don't know. I'm a sucker for collectathons. Like, since I grew up with Mario 64 and Banjo Kazooie, I'm kind of a natural sucker for collectathons. So, you know, I get a kick out of this kind of genre. It's kind of a shame that we don't really see too much of it now. Like, the 3D platformers are kind of like, I wouldn't say like dead completely, because we still have Sonic and Mario, but even then, like, what was it? 3D Mario comes out once or twice per generation, and well, yeah, I don't know. Like, Sonic's the only one at the moment that comes out at a rather consistent basis. I guess we have Ratchet and Clank, the Ratchet and Clank remake coming out, so that's something, I guess. I just hope that Ukulele and A Hat in Time, whenever that's actually going to come out in like 50 years, I just hope that they can, like, was it, kind of like bring life back into the whole like 3D platforming genre, because I really do love this kind of I really do love 3D platformers. Like, I grew up with them, and they've been a pretty big part of my gaming life from the start. And I've always really enjoyed playing them. Like, you know, some are better than others. Like, okay, I didn't mean to do that. Like, not every 3D platformer I've played has been a hit. You know, I played Sonic 06, I played Shadow the Hedgehog. I know how bad they are. But, what is it? I just don't really like how 3D platformers have kind of gone down a path of, like, they've just kind of disappeared for a long time. And I'd really love for them to make a comeback. Kind of similar to how 2D platformers made a comeback, because before, like, New Super Mario Bros. DS and all that, there weren't really a lot of 2D platformers around anymore. And then we just got a huge supply of them. Like, we got Rayman Origins and Legends, we got, oh wait, what now? What did I... Okay, what move was that? Hold on. Okay, so how do I... Alright, so it's one of the triggers and the and push left on the right analog stick. Okay. Alright. But yeah, I just hope that we get a renaissance for the 3D platforming genre like the 2D platformers. Cause like again, we got like Rayman Origins and Legends, we got like all those new Super Mario Bros. Games. Like we got Sonic. Say what you will about Sonic 4, but it's still part of it. And we got that. Trying to think what else. A bunch of like indie games are 2D platformers, and what is it? I don't know. There's more of the story. There's a ton of 2D platformers now, and I like them as much as the next guy, but I am kind of getting tired of seeing them all the time. Like they're good games. Don't get me wrong. Like Rayman Legends is one of the and Tropical Freeze. Those two games are some of the best 2D platformers I've ever played, and you know they're fantastic games. But I just kind of wish we didn't have like such an oversaturation of 2D platformers all the time. Like again, I'm not saying they're bad games. Like I said, a lot of them are fantastic platformers. I just wish they'd kind of tone down on how many they actually I can't talk. I kind of wish they toned down on how many 2D platformers developers would make, because you know there comes a point where it's kind of a bit too much. You know, I guess you can say the same thing for first-person shooters, but yeah, I don't really care about FPS games too much either way. Like, okay, I'm not saying that any of the games are bad. They're just not really my cup of tea. Like the only first-person shooter series I legitimately have some good fun with is the Halo series, because I like the unique setting, like being set in the future and all that, and I just like the weapons and all the game modes, because there's a lot of content in the Halo games. So yeah, that's why Halo is really the only FPS game I like care about to an extent. Like even then, I don't play it that often, but you know, it's still a pretty good time with friends and all that. But playing it by yourself, or playing FPS games in general by yourself, they're still okay. Like they work fine. They're still decently enjoyable enough, but it loses the same fun factor for me. But you know, what is it? That I don't really like play FPS games that much. Like I played a few Call of Duty games and what was it? The Halo games, and also we just need to do this. Yeah, this is one of the sections where you have to be a little bit more creative, where okay, I need to explain this first. Basically, the cavemen will always look in your direction. So basically what we need to do here is what we just saw. Basically just go over here, make the caveman look at you. You can also do it on the other side. You don't have to do it on that side, but you go on one side, make the caveman look at Banjo, use the Clockwork Kazooie egg to what was it? To jump across those little platforms to the other side. Go through the hole, and just blow him up. Alright, so you may recognize, well, in a sec you may recognize this area. Like from the very early stages of the LP. Like if we go through here, I think it's here anyway. Yeah, this is the exact same area as the place where we found the ancient relic. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot of like the world connects and all that, so it makes the world feel more like complete in a sense. Because like the worlds in Kazooie felt kind of artificial in a sense, because they didn't feel like they were connected to any worlds. Like, they didn't feel like they were connected to a massive world like this game. So, I don't know. I just like I just prefer the worlds in this game overall. Like, there were times when it felt like you could go out to a much bigger world in Kazooie, because like in Witchy World, you had like the gate. Like, if you look at the starting pad, if you look behind you, there's like a gate there, and it seems like you could go out there to a much bigger world. And there's a similar thing in Rusty Bucket Bay, where you have like this little what is it? This door like blocking you from going like any further or whatever. And I don't know. I would just like to see like where things connect to in Kazooie. Like, I don't know. It would be cool if they made like a Banjo-Kazooie Tooie hybrid kind of game, where they actually connect both worlds from Kazooie and Tooie, because I kind of feel that you'd be able to like do that somehow. I don't know, because it kind of seems like the worlds in Kazooie could be somewhere in the Isle of Hags, because keep in mind, Grundy's Lair only served as like warps to the worlds. The worlds weren't actually in Grunty's Lair. So, what is it? It would be interesting to see like where the worlds like are in relation to the Isle of Hags, or just where they are in the world in general. So. Alright, we won't be doing anything for poor little Dippy for a while, so yeah. But I'm gonna do a little bit of sequence breaking, I guess you could call it. So, basically, you're supposed to get this note when there's water around here, so you can swim up to get it. But thanks to the Clockwork Kazooie eggs, we can just do this. And epically fail. Okay, let's actually try doing that again. Alright. Almost. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah. It's a little bit cheap, but oh well.